Several new books are targeting Senator Obama, but his campaign is not letting the claims go unchallenged.
In fact, one of those books, Obama Nation, will be #1 on the New York Times bestseller list Sunday, so people are buying this book and others. Stephen Caliendo, Associate Professor of Political Science at North Central College, who joins us a lot, we're happy to say, is with us this morning to talk about how these books could affect the campaign.
Well, I mean, this is becoming a trend, and I think in some ways it's sort of an offshoot, inadvertently, of the McCain-Feingold campaign finance reform bill. That is, when there was a ban on soft money and you could no longer, contributors could no longer dump almost unlimited funds into the parties where they would sort of be the surrogate for these attacks. Now you have these 527 groups and individuals who are able to do it on their own.
This Obama Nation is written by the same the same author who did the Swift boat thing.
That's right. Yeah, and I mean, I think
that had an impact.
Absolutely did. I think that one of the things that was unique about that is that it had this sort of group of guys, the Swift boat veterans, who then could come on and follow it up. It seems clear that this book is not designed to be on its own, but rather to be followed up by a set of television ads that you'll see airing in the fall.
And the author of the book, Jerome Corsi, he puts the fact that he has a PhD from Harvard.
He likes that, huh?
He likes that, I guess, apparently to give him greater credibility. But he makes no secret of the fact that he wants Obama defeated, and this is part of his plan to try to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Mary Matlin, who's sort of involved with the publishing here, I read that she called it scholarship. It's certainly not, just because he has a PhD doesn't mean this is scholarship. It may or may not be journalism. You folks are in a better position to determine that than I am. But it's certainly not scholarship. I think what's concerning about all these types of books, but particularly the ones that are going to attack Obama, is that to the extent that they don't attack him on issues or on his ability to lead with respect to experience, there's a racial component here. And the racial component is that whenever we have attacks that play into predispositions about African Americans, in this case, that he's not trustworthy, there's a racial element there. In other words, white folks especially are going to be much more willing to believe these attacks because we already have a predisposition that African Americans aren't trustworthy.
But what's interesting is that this gentleman also wrote the Swift boat book, but that campaign, the Kerry campaign in 2004, was largely silent, at least initially. Obama's campaign is already going after this book and the claims in it.
41-page response.
Yeah, I mean,
response.
They were clear. The Obama campaign has been clear from the get-go that they weren't going to allow what happened to Kerry to happen to them. They set up a website to respond to attacks, and certainly, you know, this is a pretty detailed attack, not just from the Obama campaign, but I think a lot of fact-checkers have found some flaws as well.
So it's up to you, the voter, to sift through everything, read both sides.
Yeah, you know, we have freedom of expression, but there's almost information overload, and so the voters almost have more of a burden because you have to weigh what's out there, you know, what's true against what's not true.
All right.
Boy, it's amazing what's happened in publishing, and in all fairness, both sides.
Absolutely.
The far
there's been a book out about McCain already.
How many anti-George Bush books have been written?
Absolutely, right.